Good Tuesday evening. Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Miss Monday. Tell you the truth, my sinuses were killing me. I got here right at 12:30 to open and didn't even think about doing a recording, which is fine. Because once I realized that's like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to wait till Tuesday night. We played a new game, and we're going to talk about that. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and yeah, it's a rainy day today, but everything's going well. So, what did we play? We played Battlefront, um, Valkyrie. I'll throw it up there. Uh, interesting. I watch a lot of videos when I'm here, just random stuff. One guy I do watch is Tabletop Minion. Uh, kind of a has a broad um, broad reach of games, a lot of miniature games. And I was watching him. It was Friday afternoon, right around 3 o'clock. It was just me and Corey here. And what intrigued me about his video was the kind of the future of 3D printing and gaming. And by the end of it, he had me hooked on Battlefront Valkyrie. 2 seconds about his video was really good. He was talking about, like I said, the future of 3D printing, and main thing he was talking about was from the independent game publisher, and he writes a lot of indie games. He publishes them throughout the RPG, and he was talking about also there's through like my mini factory got a lot of people that produce STLs and minis, and really those have not met. There's people that write rules for miniatures and create miniatures for rules in the independent world, and not really both, because it's really hard. I agree with him. If you do have a game, and if you talk to anybody, every time I start to talk, I yawn. But anybody you talk to, producing miniatures for a game is a whole beast itself. You got to get it sculpted. You got to get it somehow sculpt modeled. Then you have to get it printed. Then you have to get with that masters. Then you have to get some type of mold made. Then you have to get it produced. None of that's cheap, and all that has to be done on the front end. Even really, if you do a Kickstarter, you've got to do a lot of that footwork up front. So anyway, so he got to talk about Trench Crusade, which is a Kickstarter that's finished up. They've got a kind of unique concept. My understanding is they will sell you the STLs, but if you want the actual physical miniature, you can go to one of the retailers that support them and buy the miniatures. So if I had a commercial license to do their game, I would print the miniatures and sell their miniatures, the physical copy of the miniatures. They're not going to do any physical copies, which makes sense. And once again, there's other games that have done it, but like I said, this is kind of new ground. Then he got to talk about this. It is by Fat Dragon Games. They've been doing stuff for about 20 years. I used to print out their stuff on cardboard and cut it out and make cardboard terrain. Then they got into STLs for dungeon tiles, stuff like that. And like I said, been around for a while. Do a very good job on their stuff. And so I said, I don't know what to do with those guys. Anyway, I said, let's look into it. So Fat Dragon has a very short video on how to assemble the miniatures and stuff. And I was like, that's cool. The big deal about their miniatures are they are for filament printers, not resin printers. And we've been talking tonight about some of the stuff issues with both. I mean, they both serve their purpose right now. But after looking, Fat Dragon is designing their miniatures, everything for filament printers. Now, an old Ender 3, but even if you upgrade it, the big deal is getting for that, especially, is a 2.0 nozzle. Okay, give up. Yawn. But I've got bamboos, so I can, even with a 0.4 nozzle, I can crank down. I call it the resolutions, probably not the right. It's the line levels and everything else. But I get enough settings, I can get some pretty good stuff. And I'm actually probably going to try one of their just regular miniatures. But anyway, the ships are designed. I don't have one sitting here for that. I will, let's see. I got some pictures. Let me start throwing some pictures up there. Here's a good one of this, their miniature. That is printed on my bamboo. Now, did modify the settings, cranked them down pretty, probably overall, I could get a little better, but why? I do use a 0.4 nozzle. That would be the biggest next step, is to get the 0.2 nozzle, but you have other issues, more clogging stuff. Anyway, so I was doing all this, got talking to Corey. They had a self on the core game. It was $15. You get the rules, you get 10 ships, you get all the tokens. And as you go through the pictures, you might see some tokens. But I was like, $15, that's outrageous. Not really. And they're joking. So I downloaded it. I said, why not? Then I started printing out some ships. It was taking, I don't know, I guesstimated, my cost and everything, 25 cents a ship, plus or minus. But I'll throw out some more pictures of the game. And so I started printing out ships and did that Friday night. Got in here Saturday night watching football games and said, I'll print out a few more and I'll start painting them. But the deal was, I wanted to paint them as fast as I could. And then as I started working Saturday night, I said, you know what? I want to get this game on the table Tuesday. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I printed out the ships in green or gray. The green ones, I ended up doing just a contrast. That's it. Right over the plastic. The Terran, not Federation ships, the gray ones, I did a dry brush. I had a light blue gray dry brush, and then I did one color on it. I'm probably going to go back and do one or two more colors just to highlight a couple things. But that's a better picture of the gray ones. You print the stands, you print everything. The paper, those are in the dials. You cut out the circles. I don't know if I got any picture of the cards. That's everything I actually know. There's a couple of, they got asteroids, and then in the back there is a wrecked space station. They've got another small one. I've got asteroids, which don't show in that picture. But anyway, that was everything as of last night. I did a few more things today. Up in the very top of that picture, you can see some of the tokens I did. On the upper right-hand corner of that picture, you can see the cards. Everything you can print with this. They even have a measuring tool you can print. I hadn't printed that yet, but okay. Anyway, and on Fat Dragon's little video, and I'll probably post a link to both those videos I watched. They had a link to the circle cutting tool that used some other stuff. and also to this mat. Now, that one's got a. I, I got it yesterday. It had a big crease in it, um, but I think once we lay it flat and leave it out, we'll get rid of the crease. We played. So once again, I probably started about 4 o'clock, downloading the rules and reading, and by well, I had it set up really last night, ready to play. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday night. So 4 nights, probably 3 hours a night. I'll work a little bit up more on it Monday, so definitely 15 hours, under 15 hours, and probably I'll just throw out there wild guess $50. Um, we played the game. Um, I broke many of my own rules with this, but hey, we got it on the table. It's a fun game. Um, talk about a little bit of the gameplay. If you ever played Starfleet Battles, it's the penultimate um, game, Starship game, but you better be ready to kill some brain cells and play for a long time. It's basic simulation, um, about as close as you can get. It's fun, but it's too much. I'm too old. Too much, especially if you want to add a few things. I think if you just stick with the very basics, it wouldn't be bad. And then there's some other games. There's Attack Wing. Yeah, that's a good game. Of course, you have X Wing. There's several other games out there, but I call this the grandson of Starfleet Battles. Definitely has that feel. They did draw from other spaceship games, and yeah, they did a good job. We really couldn't find a negative. Um, I'd read the rules several times. Ralph had come in earlier and gave him the rules. So he kind of went through them really fast, picked up a couple things we missed during the play, but I think we got 90% of the rules right or more. Um, there was a couple things I got questions about. I'm gonna go back and read the rules tonight, and there was a couple things we said we're not gonna worry out. This is how we're gonna play, like your sensor phase. That's basically who gets initiative. What if there's a tie? We just said we're gonna re-roll. And there's a couple other things in there that just do it. It's definitely still a very impressive game. What we're scratching our head about, and we'll work it out, is how can you play like 5 people aside? Just get 20 ships. Yeah, 4 ships a person. Yeah, 20 ships per side. I think it would be fast, but are there ways we can streamline it? Movement, I think, would be easy to handle the way they do it. Uh, if you win the censor phase, you move half your ships. Your opponent would move all their ships, then you move the rest of your ships. So that'd go pretty quick. I like that split um, initiative movement. When you start shooting, you're going to alternate ships. That's where I'm like, oh, can we do something there to kind of speed up the game? Because with that'd be 40 ships. That'd be there's times you could kind of speed up, but is there some way we can do that? I'm going to ask the guys that created Dragon Guy and the guys playing. Hey, what if we really just ramp this up? Any thoughts on ways to speed up the shooting? We may not have to. We may just go because I think I don't know. I didn't count them yet. 20. I might have 20 ships for each side. If not, hey, I can print them up and it won't take long. So we decided we needed some activation tokens if we have a big fleet. So I'm printing those up. We also had one of the almost every ship's got like one keyword, not much, but just enough to give it some flavor. Our big guns, Ralph had, um, what's the key? I can't even remember the word. Anyway, you can shoot every other turn. So we were like, did we shoot? Did we not? Because once again, if you go first, time he gets back around to you, and it's the next turn. So anyway, what I've made up some tokens for that recharge is the keyword. This weapon can only attack every second turn, so every other turn. So I made up a token for that and for activation. I don't like a lot of tokens, but these are on your cards of your ships, not on the table. Really, the only tokens you're going to have drones, and then we use dice to track the target. You do have missiles, but those are kind of instantaneous, and they're just which facing you hitting on the ship. And I did do some tokens for the rockets, but that's just tracking ammunition, and most of that's staying on the card. So, yeah, it's good. It did play quick. That was our first game. Mike and Todd, I think Mike had glanced at the rules, but Todd hadn't. And yeah, he missed a couple things the first couple turns, but definitely by turn 3 or 4. I think we played about 6 turns. Todd had it. We missed a couple things but we picked them as we were going. Definitely the next game, which me and Ralph may play tomorrow. I think once again we'll probably have that 95% solution. Yeah, we'll play some scenarios. We want to add asteroids or mines. You can drop mines. It's really cool. And once again, I think we all really enjoyed it. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Once again, so the naming is, like I said, I'll throw a couple links to the videos in there. Go watch their videos. Good stuff. They're short, little like 5 minutes, not my 20-minute ramblings. So go and watch them. I said I can print this stuff for you. It's pretty easy. I just put it in plastic. It's not even in binders. They have where they're at now. They have the core rules and 2 expansions, and then they're working on 2 expansions. The next one coming out in January. I don't know beyond that if they're going to do one like. I mean, I could see them doing, every other month, one a quarter, and they could do a lot with it. As far as they have definitely one more faction than they. When I asked it, and they even talk about it in the core rules, they're going to have like a mercenary force, but they could do more, more factions, more this stuff. Once again, it comes with terrain already. Well, that's the asteroids. The first expansion is the space station, so yeah, that was like $4 for expansions. I don't know what the prices are now because I bought them on sale, so I don't know what sales still going on. But anyway, that's enough rambling. I got to get and go. But yeah, check it out. So we'll see you next time.